actually would rather take a spoon off the table and gouge my eyes out one at a time than talk about this another minute. It's that deep. Yeah, it's that deep. Wow. Does anyone have a spoon? Today we are talking about the decline of the biggest, aka Big Latto, Cardi B, and Remy Ma. Let's start off with Remy, who dropped Sheether under the guise of Nicki Minaj stopping bags, not being a nice person, and sneak dissing Remy Ma.
It was the behind the scene things that you people would never know about, you know, as far as trying to keep me off of red carpets and trying to make sure awards don't go to me or she's not going to be in attendance or trying to get people to make bad reports about my album sales or just anything that I'm doing to make me look less and make her look better. And I have a problem. When you're trying to stop my bag, when you're trying to stop me from taking care of my children, now I have a problem with that.
She literally dressed for Nicki Minaj's funeral, quote unquote, on the Wendy Williams show and stated that she wasn't going to speak ill of the dead because this is what her grandma told her to do. I will say Nicki got bodied on Sheether. It was definitely a diss record for the ages. And even though some lies were told, like, you know, Nicki being on a 360 deal, you know, that was a lie, Remy Ma. I mean, at the end of the day, even though that was a lie, I gotta give it to Remy Ma and Papoose because those two people can really rap. But what cracked me up the most about this whole beef was when Remy Ma was performing Sheether at the Hot 97 Summer Jam, right after singing about unity, right after having Queen Latifah up there. Queen Latifah was up there singing UNITY. When I tell you I hollered because that was just so messy in so many ways. Like, the diss track didn't really make any sense because Remy was literally winning awards. You know, I saw her in pictures with Jay-Z. I think it was at the Rock Nation brunch. She had an album with Fat Joe. She was working on her own solo album called 7 Winters and 6 Summers. And in my honest opinion, Remy Ma was winning. To have been gone for 8 years, she was literally winning. So I don't know what she was so salty about, but I guess she wanted to be #1 in female rap. I didn't really understand it at that moment, like what exactly Nicki was stopping, what bags was she stopping, but the streets have been saying that Remy was also allegedly offered the same $250K that Atlantic offers everyone to diss Nicki, and she took it, not knowing that it would be career suicide essentially. Child. The Sheether diss track would eventually get banned from radio, live shows, and the internet after charting at #2 on iTunes because Remy Ma did not get the clearance to use Nas's Ether beat, which was kind of weird. Like, how do you not get a clearance on it? Did Remy Ma really make money off of that song? At least Nicki made money off of No Frauds. Like, I think it went platinum, but it's just like, you did all of that just for the song to get pulled? I mean, I know it's still on YouTube, but like, yeah, that didn't make any sense. And then her album 7 Winters and 6 Summers, it still hasn't been released after 5 years. She was also allegedly dropped from Columbia Records in 2020, which was just a few years after getting signed, which was like, wow, dang, what happened? I don't know if they parted ways or if they just literally dropped her because she wasn't selling anymore. Like, I don't know. But these days, Reminisce is mainly doing commentary. She has also launched her own battle rap league called Chrome 23. So she's doing big things over there because we all know she comes from the battle rap scene. She also stated that her album has been done for a while, since back before she even had her daughter, but she just put a hold on it because it was just so much going on with the IVF process. And you know, hopefully Remy Ma does drop her album soon, but do you guys really see her dropping the album? I do believe that Remy Ma does regret Sheether because her music career unfortunately has never been the same, and I can tell, like, damn, if she could turn back the hands of time, like, she would do it differently. She didn't expect it to just be like, oh, oh, we love you for dissing Nicki, and then, you know, people never support after that. Like, it makes no sense. Like, you guys did Remy Ma so dirty. Like, you guys, you know, sung her praises when she dissed Nicki, but after that, you decided not to support her. Fake fans, okay? But moving right along, next we have Cardi B, the person who threw the shoe. Their main issue seems to have started when Remy Ma was pushed out and Cardi was exalted. You guys remember the campaign by the Breakfast Club, specifically Charlemagne, to get Cardi B's song Bodak Yellow to #1. Hashtag do it for the culture, okay? I'm not sure what culture DJ Envy and Charlemagne were talking about, but it ain't our culture because Cardi B is not black, okay? I don't know what culture they were talking about, but you know, I digress. Around this time, the Nicki hate train was in full effect and there was a lot of scuttlebutt about Nicki and Cardi beefing, and things took a turn for the worse during the making of the Migos song Motorsport that featured both Cardi and Nicki. And as we all know, Nicki's original verse on that song stated, "If Cardi the QB, I'm Nick Lombardi," but she had to change the verse because Cardi took it as a diss and told her label Atlantic to tell Nicki to change it, and Nicki would eventually change it to, "If Quavo the QB, I'm Nick Lombardi." And after that, then here comes the shoe throwing incident at Harper's Bazaar. Cardi claimed Nicki was liking tweets about her daughter, then she ran with the same narrative as Remy Ma that Nicki was stopping her bags. Here we go again, y'all. Fast forward, Cardi is still on a fast rise, but for some odd reason, just like Remy Ma, her second album is still not out 5 years later. Does anybody else think that is a coincidence? I think not. We are now literally seeing the cracks in the Cardi B rise. She's been stalled essentially. She's always in the courtroom. She complained about the rollout of her song Hot-ish and the label.
But I will not be releasing a music video with this song. And I just don't feel like doing you know how I usually do the most with the promo? I just don't feel like doing too much this time around because I'm just exhausted with everybody. I'm so tired of people not doing their fucking job correctly. I'm so tired of people just doing things their way. I'm just over it.
And apparently the streets have been saying that Cardi B's records no longer live in the top 10, and that's why she's scared to put out music. In 2022, Atlantic Records executives Common and Greenwald were interviewed, and they mentioned everyone that they looked forward to in 2023, and sure enough, Cardi was nowhere in their mentions, which, you know, I don't find ironic right now because in 2023, has Cardi really put out any music of her own? Somebody answer that question. During the 2023 pre-Grammys party, Cardi made a speech asking her label to give her a bigger budget for her upcoming album and next music video.
First of all, I have to say that I'm not making this beautiful speech tonight about Craig and Julie because I want them to give me a bigger budget for my new album and my next music video.
I wonder what her budget is looking like these days, because seeing that she still hasn't done a tour or produced an album in 5 years, I think that, you know, the budget was cut a long time ago, and since Cardi is stalling, the label has decided to stall that budget, okay? They've decided to cut the funds because if you're not giving us anything, we're not gonna give you anything back in return. Recently, word got around that Warner Music Group is laying off hundreds of people, and we all know that Warner is the parent company of Atlantic. Cardi may not be getting that bigger budget after all if they have to fire people right now, okay? So Cardi might have to hold off just a little bit longer. Cardi has also been having a hard time these last couple of years selling tickets. You know, last year her Wireless Festival tickets were selling for $5. On, you know, June the 4th, she headlined Summer Jam, but it was still still not sold out when the show started. But you know, they lied and said it was sold out, but we could clearly see that it was not sold out based on the seats that were available. So who's lying here? Are the empty seats lying, or are the people putting out tweets that it was sold out lying? Like, who's lying here? Okay, even with the venue downsized, that couldn't help Cardi B one bit. Many people blame the low sales on the lineup of the whole Summer Jam thing, and in my honest opinion, the lineup was a little bit whack, you know, because those people on the lineup aren't gonna bring in 18,000 or how many thousand people was supposed to show up. And the lack of new music from Cardi B, of course the seats are not gonna be filled if she's a headliner performing old ass songs from 5 years ago. Also, we witnessed her Thailand Rolling Loud performance, and from the look of things, some people in the audience were not impressed. I mean, people are always not impressed. Like, come on, Cardi. Right now, Cardi is focused on everything else besides music. You know, she's become an endorsement guru, aka an endorsement queen. She stays in the courtroom with Tasha K. She's constantly on live talking about how she is scared to do this and scared to do that. You know, she doesn't want to be criticized. Like, girl, you are in the wrong line of business if you are scared to put out music. You just need to go ahead and hang it up and tell them you're retired if you are this scared. It's not making any sense. Her decline isn't as big as Remy's because she tries to put out one hit song every year. Like I stated in a previous video, her label looks like they're slowly pulling away from her for obvious reasons because she doesn't want to really put out music like that anymore. But moving on, next we have the biggest, aka Big Latto, who at one point was Nicki's biggest fan and talked about her in all her interviews. She talked about how she loved Nicki, but you guys know poor Latto thought Nicki was dissing her in tweets. Nicki decided to bring up the Grammys and how they moved Super Freaky Girl to the pop category. They kept Big Latto's big energy in the rap category. This comparison made all hell break loose because Big Latto did not want to speak out on the behalf of Nicki, because in my honest opinion, Big Latto was probably scared of being canceled by the white executives, by, you know, that fake ass committee known as the Grammys, aka the Scammies. And because she was scared to do this, you know, the two went back and forth. They both took nasty digs at each other. But once again, I noticed that the same narrative of Nicki being a bully and a mean girl was being used. And now Nicki was Latto's idol turned rival. In case you guys didn't know this, once upon a time, Nicki was also Cardi B's idol as well. And now Cardi and Latto, the two rivals, have come together for Put It on the Floor Again, the remix of Put It on the Floor. This reminds me of when Remy Ma and Lil' Kim linked up to do a song after Sheether. It was just so obvious, you know, the rivals linking, okay? I'm sorry to say this to Latto, but you are not Nicki's rival. You are not the same lyrically or stats wise. Latto has put out a few songs since her fight with Nicki, and unfortunately the Nicki curse has struck again. Her song Lottery debuted at number 83 on billboards and fell off the following week. Her other song Put It on the Floor didn't even make it to billboards, but as of May the 8th, it's number 8 on TikTok, which, you know, is better than nothing. But then once her and Cardi B linked up, you know, of course Cardi B gets a push, and so the remix of Put It on the Floor is set to debut on billboards next week at probably top 30, but we will see. Latto's features on other people's songs unfortunately are not really going anywhere, and the diss tracks are not working either, Latto, so please put a stop to it. I think Latto's career may be going down quicker than Remy Ma and Cardi B's at an alarming speed, but you know, Latto has that never give up spirit, so she's gonna keep putting out music until something sticks. So hopefully this Put It on the Floor remix sticks, okay? On the upside, Latto is currently on tour with with Lizzo, but Latto needs a hit as soon as possible. So this is the hit that hopefully sticks. We want it to stick. What I gathered from all of these beefs is Nicki is an evil genius behind the scenes. She has a lot of pull in the industry that we may not know of, and when she said go against Nicki is gonna cost you, she wasn't lying. And I also peeped that when in that conversation that Latto recorded concerning the whole Grammys debacle, she told Latto in that audio that if the people around you cared about you, they would have told you that it's not gonna benefit you. Right then and there, I knew Nicki has too much pull for someone to just outrightly diss her and there be no consequences. You know, sure, they might get the glory, they might get the praise in the moment from the Nicki haters, but in the long run, if you notice, the career gets stalled. And I feel like deep down in my heart, Nicki makes it her priority to finish that person quietly behind the scenes. But this is all allegedly, and this is just a theory in my head. Like, you're going against someone who's been in the industry for so long and who has ties with Lil Wayne. There's gonna be some consequences. It might not be in the now, but it's just like at some point you're gonna see the cracks. You're gonna see the downfall. Some people call it karma, but I just think that lady has too much pull. I don't know what it is about Nicki, but it's never a good idea to go against her because eventually something's gonna happen to your career. But my question to you guys is, does going against Nicki leave these artists with a subpar music career? Let me know.